Thank you for subscribing to the Wrap. In this tutorial, I'll take you through all the data tools that are available as part of your subscription. I'll teach you how to use them, as well as how to navigate some of the features of these data tools. With that, let's get started. From the top navigation bar, all the data tools are available in this dropdown. As we add more data tools, you will find more options available. But for now, you have about 6 data tools available, which is Insider Trade, the Wrap Daily, which is your corporate announcement data tool, the Wrap Filings, which is all the announcements that we feature in the weekly wrap, Market Map, which lets you find companies in a particular sector and analyze them, Stage 2, which is your all your momentum stocks and how they are trading, and market breadth, which tells you how what direction is the market moving and what are the sectors in demand and things of that nature. So I'll take you through each of them. As we add more tools, you will get more drop downs, more options available within the drop down. For now, we'll go through these. So the first data tool is Insider Trades. All you need to do is just click on it, and the portal will automatically refresh with the data tool available. Now, Insider Trading tool, as the name suggests, helps you analyze all the insider trades that are filed on the exchange every single day. This tool updates daily. On the top right corner, you can see whether a tool updates daily or weekly. Insider Trade tool gets updated daily as it's written here. Now, the tool is very simple. On the top, you have a bunch of filters, and you will see this theme across all the other tools also. On the bottom, you have all the analysis, and then finally, you have a bunch of grid which tells you more information about it. Now, in this tool, we have data available all the way from October 2022, 2020, and so you can go back as much as you want. But by default, we have limited it to the single year. If you don't find a single company or a trade, it's because maybe your date range filter is incorrect. You can expand it or minimize it depending on what are you searching for. If you're looking for trades that happened in 2023, you have to increase the date filter to accommodate that date range. All of these options available in these filters are dynamic. So based on what you select in other filters, the options automatically get reduced or increased based on your selections. So this tool helps you quickly analyze the insider trades that are important. And how do we do that? Is basically we analyze the buy and sell value as a percentage of the company's market cap. For example, in a 100 crore company, a 10 crore buying by the promoter is much more relevant because that is 10% of the entire market cap versus a 100 crore buy value by a promoter in, let's say, a 50,000 crore company. So even though 100 crores in a 50,000 crores, the nominal sum value is much higher than 10 crores in a 100 crore company. But the importance that you need to give to a 10 crore company, the buying of 10 crores in a 100 crore company is much more because a large chunk of promoters' net worth is going into there. For somebody who owns 70% of all like a 50,000 crore company, for them, 50 crores or 100 crores buying is not really a lot. So this tool helps you analyze that very quickly. You can see the total amount of buy value as well as total amount of sell value. You can see what are the maximum value of transactions. You can see a trend of those transactions, the buy and sell. You can see which industry is the buying happening. So that also helps you figure out which sector is basically promoters buying versus which sectors are promoters selling. So for example, in 2024, we can see a lot of buying happening in the cement sector. And as you know, cement has been in demand. Versus if you look at the extreme opposite, there's a lot of selling happening in auto OEMs, home appliances, API companies, and these are all your pharma API as well as housing finance. So you can kind of easily see which sector there's a buying and selling. You can also see at a company level. So you can see Ambuja and Dixon and Jindal Stainless are the top three at a buy level in terms of their total value of buy. And you can see which companies are the maximum sellers. Now, this is the interesting part where you can see the value of transaction as a percentage of its market cap. So, for example, if I have to look at, let's say, Dixon Technologies or RPSG Ventures, I can see that 12.45% of the buying has happened in RPSG ventures. And automatically, while clicking on it, all the data will refresh. And on the bottom of the grid, you can see the exact two transactions. We also give you the average price, so you can see what price the promoter bought or sold the company. Let's take another example. Let's take an example of selling. So let's say I'm interested in Ganesh Films, for example. All I need to do is just click on Ganesh Films and it'll automatically tell me. So these are all market sales. The company is very tiny. It's a market cap of 7 crores. Now, let's say you are not interested in these smaller companies. You want companies above a certain market cap. So what I would do to unselect, first of all, you can just click anywhere. You can re-click that and it will automatically unselect. To select something, just click on something and it will select it. To unselect, just click it back again. If you want to do multi-select, like for example, you want to do multiple select, let's say you want LKP Finance, Shree Securities, and you want some Asian hotels. All you need to do is hold down Control on your keyboard and just select them. So I selected Asian hotels. Let's say I want Glenmark Life Sciences. Maybe I want LKP Finance as well. So I selected three options now while holding down the Control key. And if you want to unselect, similarly, just click anywhere or double click on a single thing and it will unselect. You can also select via the top-down filters. So for example, I can just click on 361, which is a company. Again, if I want to multi-select, I'll hold down the control key. So 5 Paisa, 7-hour retail. So I selected all three by holding down the control key. So I have all of these options available to me. If I want to unselect from here, I just click on select all. Similarly, you can search by BSC codes, you can search by NSC codes, you can search by transactions and securities. Acquiring mode is basically what type of a transaction is this. For example, if it's an off-market, market sale, inheritance, interstate transfers, block deals, all of that other stuff. Type of transaction you can see, we have automatically removed non-monetary and pledge activity. But if you're interested, you can unselect and click on pledge and you can see all the pledge related activity as well. On securities, you can kind of select whatever security you want to. Now, coming to the question earlier that you want market cap above a certain threshold. Let's say you don't want anything less than 100 crores or 300 crores. Let's say you are not interested in any company below 500 crores in market cap. All I need to do is just type 500 here. And automatically at the lower limit, it's showing me 500 and above companies here. So all of these companies, all of this data now is for companies that are above 500 crores in market cap. Let's say I want to look at NLC India. I can just click on NLC India and you can see there's a management and promoter selling, which is obviously Government of India that has sold a large chunk here. Let's say VLE governance. You can see promoters have been continuously selling from all throughout January. They were big sellers, and you can kind of see they've sold about 35 crores, and the total value of the company is 735. So about 5% of the company they have sold. So that's how you can easily navigate it. And the way to navigate all of this remains the same. You have a bunch of filters on the top. I'll show you in the other dashboards as well, other tools as well, and you can multi-select by holding down the control key. So that was your insider trade tool. Let's move on to the next tool, which is the Wrap Daily. Wrap Daily, as the name suggests, is a daily refresh tool. It refreshes the data and it refreshes daily. And the purpose of the tool is basically we take all the exchange announcements, anything that the corporate filings done on the exchange, both on BSC as well as NSC, and we put in our algorithm on top of it. What our algorithm does, it removes all the noise related announcements. So there are let's say about 10,000 announcements happen every single week on BSC and NSC combined. Now, you are not going to study all those 10,000 announcements. There are a bunch of announcements that are not really useful. They are routine filings, which don't really impact us. So we want to look at only the announcements that are important to us. or in a certain category. Let's say you are only interested in spin-off related announcements and you don't care about anything else, or you're only interested in open offers. So to solve that problem, because otherwise you will have to go to the exchange filing and you'll have to read through it. There's not really a way to kind of easily navigate all of that noise away from it in a systematic way. So to solve that problem, we have the Wrap Daily tool. You can see there's a bunch of filters on top, and you can select a date range, you can select the announcement category, or you can search by BSC or NSC code. You have a keyword hot map here where you can click on any keyword and it will tell you announcements related to that. You have a category again, you can see on this particular day, for example, 16th April, you have 36 filings related to management update, 22 press releases, and this is as selected by our algorithm. So it has automatically removed, there were 1643 filings done on PSC and NSC combined, out of which our algorithm has selected 136 filings, which is thinks that it's important, and that's a filter percentage of about 91%. So 91% of the noise has been removed by the algorithm. You don't need to care about all the others. You can only read these 136. Now, obviously, you might not read all 136. Let's say you're only interested in anything new order related. You can just click on new orders and it will show you all the 6 announcements related to new orders. To read the actual announcements, all you need to do is click on PDF link. As soon as you click it, the actual BSC file with the link is up opened for you in a new tab. So you can actually read it, what the announcement is about, uh, and what's the order here. And then, for example, Remsen Industries found got a new order. Now, this tool also helps you figure out and discover new companies because you might be only interested in a few companies, you might be reading corporate announcements in the companies you follow. But one of the ways to generate ideas is to find new companies easily. You can run a screener and get it. That's probably a very late way of tracking because things are already filed. Most of the market knows about it. The earliest way to identify new ideas is via corporate filings. And that's how I personally find various new ideas every single day. So, for example, Remsen's Industries. Now, I don't know anything about this company. I see that it has got a new order. So, I'll click on this PDF link and I'll click read through it. So I can easily see that the company is talking about multiple orders from Tata Motors. So that's great. It has got about 30 crores of orders that will be executed over the next 3 years. So not a big chunk of order like 30 crores, but I know now that this company works with Tata Motors and it's getting more and more orders from Tata, uh, and it seems to have a partnership with Tata. So I got an idea. Now I will go and search and read about this company further. I'll try to look at their website. I'll try to go to Screener, look at their financials, and all of that good stuff I can do. But I found a new company just because of this tool because it took me like I was interested in new orders. I clicked 2 clicks and I found a new company to study. And that's basically where the wrap kind of is targeted towards. It's targeted towards helping you easily discover new ideas and cut down on the various noise. To do this in a regular setting, you would have to go through thousands and thousands of announcements. You probably won't even find this company and this relevant announcement, but because you have a systematic way of doing it, you can easily do that. The other navigation remains the same. You can either easily search via searching, you can type stuff, or you can just use these clickable filters available throughout the tool. And to unselect, you just select here, or there's a eraser option. It looks like an eraser. So you can just click here and it'll erase all the options for you. So that was your Wrap Daily. It refreshes every day, targeted towards helping you read corporate announcements in a very easy manner without and by cutting down all the noise. And we are able to kind of reduce up to 90% of the noise every single day. You can go back as well. For example, you want ninth data as of 9th April. So you can kind of read through 9th April's data as well. Let's say you're interested in demerger. You can just click on demerger and it will show you all the announcements related to demerger. And again, you can just click on PDF link and get the actual link to the BSC announcements. So that was Wrap Daily. With this, let's move on to the next tool. So our next tool is called the Wrap filing. Now, Wrap, as you know, is a weekly email and a report that comes to you every single week in your inbox. And you can read all the previous wraps by clicking on the wrap here. It will show you all the previous wraps for every single week. Now in the wrap, what I do, I go through this corporate announcements in the wrap daily every single day. So you saw 100 something announcements for yesterday. So I personally go through all 100 of these. And let's say you're not interested in going through announcements every single day. Now I go take the effort to go through 136, 140, whatever the number is every single day. I manually screen through them and pick announcements which are absolutely important. So from these 136, let's say only 20 announcements are relevant. I'll pick those 20 for every single day and present it in the wrap to you uh, as of that week. Now, those announcements which are there in the previous wrap are all consolidated and presented here in this tool called the wrap filings. So this tool is the best place in all of the market to look at announcements for every company that have been filtered because there's a manual filter. There's absolutely zero noise here. So you can pick up any company. For example, let's pick a company called 20 microns. Now, anything related to 20 microns, which because there's a algorithm has filtered out noise, and then I personally has manually reviewed it. So I have further filtered out noise and presented the wrap to you. You can see all important announcements related to 20 micron or whatever the company is here. So you can see company did a first call on 5th November. You can see that they have a collaboration with German company for construction and building material related stuff. And there's an update as well on the same thing. Now, very similar, how you go through it is basically you click on the PDF link or the alt PDF link. The difference between PDF and alt PDF is that PDF link is the link to the BSC page. Sometimes BSC archives its link, so the link kind of changes. So either of these two will work for you. For example, because it's an old link, let's say the October one, it may not work and give you this kind of an error from BSC. We have solved this by clicking on the alt PDF link. So what I'll do is I'll just click on the alt PDF link and now the same page kind of loads for me. So either of these two, PDF or alt PDF, will work for you. Now let's remove this, and the way to remove, like I told you, is just click on select all and it'll refresh. Now, other way to use this tool is basically find out what's happening at an industry level. So let's say either I can look at order wins, or let's say I want to look at, for example, what's happening in a capital goods industry. I see there are 233 announcements in the capital goods space since September of last year. Now, within this capital goods, I want to look at what companies are winning orders. So what I'll do, I'll hold down, I'll selected capital goods already. Now I want to do a multi-select. So I'm going to hold down Control key on my keyboard and click on order wins. So now there are 72 order wins for capital goods sector. And I can see all those 72 here. You can scroll down and it'll show you all the 72 announcements for capital goods sector here. I can obviously sort by company name. So you can come here and just click on whatever column you want to sort it with. So you have ABB India, Affordable Robotic, all of these companies are winning orders. And you can see just a summary of what those orders are. You can click on any of these links to read the actual announcement. For example, I want to read this announcement. I can kind of read it from the exchange itself. And all of this is available to you. Let's say I can look at capacity expansion. So I can see the maximum capacity expansion related announcements are happening in the chemical sector. You can see 88 of these are in chemicals. You can see some of them are, for example, in healthcare, in autos. So it's a way to figure out which industry is undergoing capital expansion, which industry companies are winning the maximum orders, or which industry, for example, is going through joint ventures. You can easily find out first presentation and con calls as well. If I click on first presentation con calls, all of these are companies with first presentation and con calls. So, and this is something a lot of people struggle with finding companies which have first presentation and con call because that's when a company does first presentation or a con call, it's usually a sign that there's some event happening in the company. There's structural change happening in the company. Management is basically opening up to investors. There will be more information that leads to a discovery of the stock and sometimes also a re-rating of the stock, and people used to struggle with this. I personally used to struggle with this. So I kind of worked on finding a solution, and now I'm helping you all to use that as well. So that's basically the difference between wrap filings and wrap daily. Wrap daily is a daily refresh, a daily tool that an algorithm removes the noise from. Wrap filings is the subset of this daily, where I go through the daily filings after the algorithm removes it and selects corporate announcements presented in the wrap to you, and all of those announcements are then put together in the wrap filings. So that was your walkthrough to the wrap filings tool. Let's move on to the last three tools. So the second one is market map. Now, market map answers the question in helping you discover stocks in a one particular sector. It's based on my own experience where I was used to struggle to find all listed companies in a particular sector. There might be tiny companies which I miss out on, or I may not know everything related to all the companies. So, RAP uh, market map tool helps you discover all of that. And there's a bunch of information available here. So we'll go through all of that. The navigation of it remains the same. There's a bunch of filters on the top. You can click on things that you like as well. If you want to select something from the chart itself, you can just click on things. If you want to remove stuff, you can clear selections here or just click on select all, and it helps you search as well. There's a search box in every single filter. The filters are contextual. So if you select something in the other filters, the options will reduce and show you only the relevant options based on your current selection. Now, how to use this tool? So we can right away see there are 4,770 listed companies in India. It tells you the total sales of these companies. So they are doing about 600, about 16 lakh, 169 lakh crores in sales. They're doing about 14 lakh crores in profit, and the total market cap is about 400 so lakh rupees. Now, let's say I'm interested in the auto sector. So I'll just click on autos and I can immediately see there are 145 listed companies. Their total sales is this much, the total profit is this much, the total market cap is this much. So this tells you the distribution, how many of these 145 companies are in different segments of the market. For example, 4% of these are less than 100 crores in market cap, 11% is between 100 and 300 crores, 17-18% of these are up in 300 to 1,000 crores, and majority of them are above 1,000 crores in market. This tells you how they are distributed. For example, within these 145 companies, you can see there are bearing companies, batteries, lubricants, aluminum casting, auto dealerships. All of these are available here. Let's say I'm interested only in bearings. I can just click on bearings again, and it'll tell me there are there are about, let's say, 6 companies in bearings. These 6 companies make about 8,000, 9,000 crores in sales and 1,000 crores in profit after tax. Now, let's say I want to figure out of these 6 companies, who are the top uh, revenue generators or who are outliers basically. So here you can see how much profit they generate and which company is making how much money. Um, but another way to do this is basically I can select, let's say, price to sales as my metric for x-axis. And let's say I want to look at EBITDA for these companies here. So you can see these six companies are kind of uh, mapped here. And there are only six, so you only see six options here, but you can see clear outliers that Timken India is very expensive. It's about 7.8 times sales, whereas this company here called NRB Bearings, it's very cheap. It's at 2.73. Uh, and if you look at the biggest company, which is SKF India, so the size of the bubble represents how big a company is. It's about 5.13 times sales. Let's say I uncheck bearings and I want to look at it for the entire sector. You can also reduce things based on how much EBITDA or you might want to look at. So all of these you can kind of see how much price to sales versus outliers are there. The biggest company here, Bajaj Auto, which is making a lot of money. On the left side, you can kind of see the ones that are also outliers, but on the cheaper side. So that's how you can kind of easily navigate the entire landscape of the listed companies in a sector. And that's what market map it is. Basically gives you a map to the entire market and helps you figure out how easily you can kind of find outliers in stocks, outlier companies based on their financials. And then these are self-explanatory. This tells you which within the auto sector, which are the top companies by sales, top companies by profit after tax, and top companies by EBITDA. And then you have a grid. Clicking on any of these company names will open the screener for you. So if you go to Ariston Alicon Castalloy, I clicked on that company and it opened the screener page for me for Alicon Castalloy. So that's how you navigate this. And we'll keep on adding more features in all of these tools. But for now, this is basically it. You have NSE, BSC codes. You can kind of even look by market cap groups and things of that nature. Let's move on to the next tool, which is the Stage 2 tool. So Stage 2 tool basically helps me answer the question, which stocks are in momentum? And the stage two, for those who do not know, is basically a way to analyze the market. Every stock moves in four stages. You have stage one, which is where a stock consolidates. You have a stage two, when a stock starts moving up. And this is where the bulk of the money in a stock's journey is made. You have stage three, when after moving up, the stock consolidates. And then you have a stage four, when after consolidating, the stock moves down. Now, for example, you can So let me show you about stage analysis. So this is an example of stage one, where bottoms are usually made. It's characterized by a price moving after a fall. It's characterized by price moving sideways. And to give you an example, let's look at some of the live examples in stocks. IEX. So Indian Energy Exchange was a very famous stock in 2021 and 20. You would see the stock underwent significant consolidation. Consolidation basically means that a stock stays in a range. So, for example, from October 2017 all the way till January, May 2020, the stock was in a range. It traded anywhere between 60 rupees and 40, 30 rupees, right? So it stayed within that 20 range. Now, this is stage one, where stock undergoes consolidation, makes a base. Now, suddenly, in June 20, the stock broke out of that range. So it came to about 61, 62 and went all the way up by 2, 3x, which is it went all the way to 300 rupees. This is known as stage two. And you would see about 600 days it completed that journey. Whereas if you look at, for example, here, It took about 1,000 days for it to be in stage one. And stage two is quick compared to stage one, about 600 days. The stock give you 3-4x returns. Now, after stage two comes stage three, where a stock consolidates after moving up. Now, this stock didn't consolidate that much. It immediately skipped stage three and went to stage four, where it went down by about 60%. Now, since then, the stock has been consolidating again. So this is again a new stage one forming. When the stock breaks out above this, which is 175, will be a stage two. And then you will again see a journey, and usually it will be some trigger. It will be related to earnings. It might be related to some corporate development, but something or the other will make the stock move upwards and break out of this base. Now, how long this breaks base happens, it can be 2,000 days, 10,000 days, we don't know. It depends on the company earnings and fundamentals. Whenever it breaks out, it will become a stage two stock. It will move up because of that trigger, give you good returns in whatever time frame, and then again it will go through consolidation. So every single stock behaves that way. This is IEX, I can pick up any company. So for example, let's pick up another company, Hero MotoCorp. So this is Hero MotoCorp. You would see a very, very long consolidation in the stock happening for years altogether. If we go back in history, for example, and this is a very old stock. So you will see this is the stage two where it gives you considerable returns in a very short period of time. Went through consolidation, which is an example of a stage three. After stage three, it can either be a stage one or stage two again. So stage four or stage two again. So stage three, it went up again, went through consolidation, and then it stayed in consolidation for about since 5 years, and then it now going up again. So this is an example of a stage two stock where it's still going up, probably will reverse or won't reverse, depends on it. So that's basically stage two. It's also known as momentum in the market. All momentum is stage two stock. Now, the best way to invest is to always be in stage two stocks. Stage two doesn't mean momentum doesn't mean that the stock performs one day or 1 week. Momentum can in a stock can stay for years together. For example, let's look at a company called Titagra. So Titagra Rail Systems, for example, you can see the stage two of the company started somewhere around here where it broke out of its base. And the stage two is still going on. It's about 1,000 days or so, but the stage two is still going on for 2 years almost. Uh, the company, or more than 2 years rather, the company is basically in stage two. And you would have made about 17x returns if you had identified it. So that's what stage two is. It doesn't mean momentum is not a dirty word. It doesn't mean that things are short term. You can play momentum stocks for long periods of time as well. You can be a long-term investor in momentum stocks as well, because some momentum stocks tend to perform for years altogether, which I just showed you. Now, what stage two tool does, basically, I go through every single chart manually every week. So on a weekly basis, I go through about 2,000 charts, everything above 300 crores in market cap. And the reason why I don't look at stuff below 300 crores in market cap, because there's a lot of noise in it. There's a lot of liquidity issues in it. There's a lot of, for example, stocks tend to move very volatile, or they are all in ASM and they're basically controlled by SEBI directives and all of that. So there are limitations on their movements, circuit limits, and all that. So I don't look at those stocks. There's also a very large universe of stocks below, like 50% of the market is below 300 crores in market cap. So we look at every single NSE listed stock which is above 300 crores in market cap. So 300 crores to whatever the largest company is, that's the market cap we look at. And every single week, I find all stocks that are in stage two from these. So I don't look at, let's say there are 2,000 companies. Out of these 2,000, depending on the market, how strong the bull market is, if 400 to 800 companies will be in stage two. And you can see there are about 800 or so companies that are in stage two. as of last update. So this is a weekly tool, gets updated every single end of the week on Sunday morning or Saturday night. Um, and similar, you can kind of see, you can go back to previous dates as well, but you should always look at the latest data. You can select by industry, sub-industry, NSC codes, or you can select by market groups as well. Now, in this tool, there are stocks that are continuing trend, stocks that are already in stage two last week and they are still in stage two. There are new additions, which are basically new stocks coming into stage two this week. There can be re-entries. For example, there was a stage two stock, it went out of stage two for a couple of weeks or months, and then it's coming back again to stage two now. And there are stocks which are ending their journey in stage two, so they're getting removed. So that's what all of these means. Now, you can see a trend of total stage two stocks to figure out how strong the bull market is. But we have a market breadth tool, which I'll just take you through in the next couple of minutes. That will help you much better on looking at how strong the market is. You can see what percentage of stocks are in stage two. And that also helps you figure out the sector rotation part. So, for example, the strongest sectors today are power, energy, minerals, metals, real estate, defense, railways, steel, all capital goods. All of these are obviously the strongest sectors because you can see 85% of stocks in power are in stage two, 81% of stocks in energy are in stage two, and so on and so forth. And weakest sectors, for example, are paper, paint, media, food and agri. So you don't need to be in these sectors. You only need to be in top sectors. We also give you a trend of this. So as of this week, 67, 85% of power is in stage two, but you probably would like to see how it trends, right? So you can kind of just scroll down. There's an easy way to do that. I can just click on power. There you go. So power sector, you have this is the trending of the power sector. You can see 30% of stocks were there. Then there was a big correction in March, about 50, 20 to 50%. Now it's back up to 85%. So you can see clearly that how strong the power sector is behaving. Similarly, you can go to like defense, you can go to railways, whatever you're interested in. If you want to see two sectors together, just hold down control and click on two. Or you want to see three again, click, hold down control and select it. So easily that way you can kind of see how the sector is performing. Here we tell you in these grids basically what are the top new additions. So you saw on the top there were about 27 new additions. These 27 new additions you can find all of these 27 here. And every week as it gets refreshed, you will find new stocks here. So you can find out the industry and sub-industry here as well. All of these stocks, for example, Excel Industries was added uh, yesterday, last week, for example, and all of these you can find out. Power Healthcare was added last week. So, and then what are getting removed? That list is also here. If you click on any of these names, the NSC code, it will open the chart for you in TradingView. So in the market map, we open the company fundamentals in Screener. Here we open the chart for you in TradingView. So you can analyze the chart on your own based on whatever you want to. We also show you the top 25 performers. So we want to see which are among these all the stocks that are in stage two, which are the strongest ones. So we can see the top performer has been TRL. It has given about 5x returns in 37 weeks. And then bottom performers also, their stage two doesn't mean that all stocks will give you best performance. There are stage two also has strength in it. Some stage two will be very, very strong. Some stage two stock might be in stage two, but it doesn't do that much. It moves very, very slowly. It's still a stage two stock because it's still going up, but probably it's going up very slowly or it's going sideways. So all of that stuff is there. So you can see the least return has been about 10, 12%, and then highest has been about all of these. So you want to be in the highest category, obviously. You don't want to be on stage two weakest stocks, but you only want to be in these kind of stocks. if they interest you, obviously. Um, and then finally, you can see all stocks in the wrap, which has been uh, and added in these. So, for example, Jay Balaji gave us 13x returns since it add in the stage two. So that way you can easily find out all stage two stocks. You don't have to look at charts or figure out, okay, which companies are the strongest in a particular sector. Let's say you are interested in chemical industry today. All I can do is come here, select in on chemicals, and automatically I'll get only the chemical industry related data here. So I can see chemical industry has been slowly climbing up. We are at 40% strength now, which is not great, but still better than where it was, let's say, a few months ago. I can see what are the new companies being added. For example, Punjab Chemical, Excel Industries, RT Surfactants, and RV. These are companies that have been newly added. These are the strongest companies in chemical sector. I can see the top 25 performers, Jubilant Industries, PCBL, Dhanuka, all of these are strongest. And then I can see all the chemical related stocks here. So obviously don't go for things that are removed, but go for things that are continuing trend or have re-entered, which should be in when I say go, it means research. This is not investment advice, so please don't invest just based on this. But all of this purpose is to just help you cut down on the noise, cut down on the grunt work, because I do the grunt work, so you don't have to, and you can easily find out all the stocks that are related to that industry, and you can find strongest stocks here. So that was your stage two tool walkthrough. Now we have another tool, the last one, which is called MarketBreadth. This one is hosted outside of this portal. So as soon as you click on it, a new link will open up for you. And this tool is separate on a different platform called Charting. I don't own the platform. I have created the tool on top of it. The purpose of MarketBreadth, and for those who don't know and are new to the topic of MarketBreadth helps us figure out where the market is in its journey. Now, markets do not stay in bull market forever. They do not stay in bear market forever. But as an investor, we probably don't know at what junction the market is. So what we have done is built data on top of it. Now, this data is what this data is basically metrics around how strong the entire market is. We looked at sectors in stage two. Here we are looking at the entire market. And the way we analyze market price is we look at trajectory of how many stocks are making 52-week highs, for example, versus how many are making 52-week lows. If more and more stocks are making 52-week highs, that means basically the stock market, the bull market is expanding. Whereas a lot of stocks are making 52-week lows, which means that the bull market is reducing or bears are taking control over the market. So this market breadth here kind of helps you analyze all of that together. And there's a lot here, so don't get overwhelmed. You will, it's pretty easy here. Like there are, in this dashboard, there are three parts to it. First, you will get market related metrics. Second, you will get sector related metrics. Third, you will get stock related metrics. So we have a bunch of scanners also built into it. So all of the top you see market related. For example, percentage stocks trading above 200-day EMA, 50-day EMA, 20-day EMA. What's the trajectory of gold versus Nifty? How Nifty was performing last year versus how it's performing this year? How many stocks in different market caps are above their 40-week EMA? What's the volume trajectory like? You will see this chart clearly shows you that the volume is kind of, instead of going up, it's kind of going sideways or reducing. The total volumes is much less below its 200-day EMA, which means there's not a lot of liquidity in the market or as much as should be, which is not a great sign. You would see 52-week high trajectory is going down, which means less and less stocks are making new 52-week highs, which is again not a great sign. And then you can see 20-day moving trend, 200-day moving trend, and 20, all of that stuff. This chart here shows you basically this percentage on a long period of time. So, and in my experience, this has been the most accurate metric that I have kind of used. For example, number of stocks above 40-week EMA, the percentage of stocks here. When it comes to about 90% above, that's when market is overbought. When it goes down to about 20%, that's when market is oversold. So you will see March, around March when market meets its bottom, you can see that small caps were oversold. Most of the market was oversold in 2023. And then all market kind of reversed and slowly it's kind of trajectorying down. It's kind of volatile, it goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down. So that's the trajectory that bull market is kind of not as strong. Obviously, if you invest somewhere when the market is in 20% range or it's oversold, you have a much higher probability of making a very good return in the next 12 months versus if you invest somewhere around here, you don't have as good a probability as you would uh, otherwise. Here, all of these other charts are self-explanatory. Where is the money flowing? Last week versus this week, you can see industrials are in demand, autos are in demand. You can see which stocks are the top gainers for that particular day. So all of these stocks did very well yesterday. As of this today recording, the market is closed. So, but it's on 16th April, 3:30 p.m. These are all the stocks that did the best. You can see what stocks the worst on a sectoral basis. So here, percentage of stocks trading above 40-week EMA. Here you can see percentage of stocks uh, above 40-week EMA sector-wise. Uh, and then there's all of the other stuff is kind of self-explanatory. You can see daily market moves, how many stocks are moving above 3%, below 3%, uh, what are the indexes doing, for example, which index on a yearly, quarterly, or weekly level is giving maximum returns. That tells you the sector rotation. Uh, Similarly, you can see on a stock wise, weekly, 2 week, 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, and yearly basis what stock has given you great returns. On a large cap, which stocks are above its VWAP? VWAP is basically volume weighted average price. So at what price, what is the maximum volume? And if that price, let's say that price is 10 rupees and the stock is trading above its 12 rupees, which means the stock is strong. This chart shows you how many stocks are creating are down by 3% or more in a particular day. This tells you the volatility in the market overall. So, for example, you can see there was not a lot of volatility between March all the way to September, which was the best time to making a return. Market was also very cheap, as we saw in the previous chart. Market was oversold because the market breadth was only like 20%. Uh, Here, the market is all of this is pretty stable. And then you can see there's a giant, you see a lot of peaks, which is basically a lot of stocks started ending the day with 3% or more cuts. And that tells you there's a lot of volatility in the market. If you combine this with your top chart, which tells you the market is overbought, then it basically tells you it's not a great time to invest compared to 12 months before. This tells you where the stocks, where various participants in the market are increasing their stake. So, for example, you can see stocks where retail is increasing its shareholding, where DIs are increasing shareholdings, where promoters are increasing shareholdings, and where FIs are increasing shareholdings. This is on a quarterly level because new stocks data comes in only quarterly ownership. So you can see FIs are increasing stake in CMS Info, Polyplex, CAMS, SDFC, Titagra, and DIs are increasing stakes in SJS, uh, COFO, Javelin. So it tells you what are the top stocks, and you can scroll down as well to find out more stocks as well. Finally, we come at stock scanners, which is the last part of this. So it tells you how many stocks are at 52, all the stocks that are making new 52-week highs. So these are all the stocks that are making new 52-week highs as of that day. Um, then we look at various types of scanners. This is methodology based on various gurus in the markets. For example, Mark Manevri, Dravers. based on their what they have prescribed in their books, and based on those two. Then you have potential breakouts. These are all the stocks that are undergoing potential breakouts. This is a slightly different version of that, where the relative strength is higher. And then you can see based on CCI what are the top. Uh, Again, just a different type of scanner. And here you can see what stocks are making 5% or more moves with a volume which is above three times volumes. Here you can see 5% on a weekly, and here you can see 5% on a daily. So a lot of data available. It depends on you how you want to use it. Maybe you are not interested in 90% of this, but you're only interested in 10%. You can only look at those 10%. And other people, like it's available to everybody. So whoever wants to use it that way. Now, if you don't want to do any of this, you can use some of the tools, you can ignore the rest, you don't have to use everything. Uh, my job is to kind of give you more and more options available, but it's ultimate your option how you want to consume it. Uh, if you don't want to do any of this, you can just read the wrap. So I go through all of this on a weekly basis, and all of this synthesizing, looking at data or consuming the data or figuring it out, and I give you all of this available in a very simple uh, manner. You can just read it. It takes about 5-10 minutes, but you will get all the insights available to you basically. But if what I do on a daily basis, I consume all this data, synthesize it, and then at the end of the week, I present to you a report, uh, including all the relevant announcements, all the new listings, some curated information, insider trades, some of the charts available to you, and then finally, all uh, what are sectors and how the market is doing overall. Uh, if you don't even want to read this, you can, or last option, you can join us on our weekly calls. So 7 to 8 p.m. on a Friday. We basically, on a Sunday, I'm sorry, on a Sunday, we have a call. We discuss the RAF, we discuss companies, we deep dive into earnings if there's an earnings season going on. So you can just join us there. And so that's like an hour of your time in a week, and you can get all this information available to you quite easily. So those were your data tools walkthrough. There's a bunch of courses as well, community as well. Go through them. It's pretty self-explanatory. On courses, you have value chains. You have a lot of other stuff. In community, we have people just come talking to each other and collaborating and all of that. So yeah, if you have any questions, reach out to me. You can reach out via email. You can reach out via WhatsApp. All that information is available on the portal itself. Yeah, under getting started, you can reach out on the community as well. So a lot of options available. But I hope this was useful. Um, do use the tools. You will get a hang of it. And if you find something new, do let me know. Thank you again for watching and thank you for subscribing.